I've only got fond memories playing against Drogheda, really. Unfortunately, we went 1-0 down in the first leg, which was disappointing.
Comes the Lions! Lions scores for Drogheda!
We brought it back to Finn Park in the second leg on a typical Irish night, cold, wet and windy. Luckily, Mark Russell scored early on, and then I popped up with the winner in extra time.
It was absolutely brilliant. Obviously we won the game 2-0 after extra time. Myself and my big Aussie mate Harry scoring.
And I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, rise unafraid. I'll rise.
Fond memories. I remember the celebrations after the game.
So it was just an amazing night.
Harps 2, Drogheda United 1 over the 2
And
names.
I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again.
Wishing you all the best here from Melbourne, Australia, for your game against Drogheda. Let's bring home the 3 points and make everyone in the Blue and White Army proud. Good luck.
It's empty in the valley of your heart. The sun, it rises slowly as you walk away from all the fears and all the faults you left behind.
He puts the whistle to his mouth and brings an end to this Northwest Derby.
Another one of those big nights here at Finn Park.
And I will change my ways. I know my name does this call again.
Put the pass, Foley, scores!
I'll find strength in pain. And I
Hello, and a very, very good evening to you. Apologies for being a wee bit late, but very welcome along. You're very welcome along to the season preview. 2022 is upon us, the season coming this Friday, and we are really looking forward to it. Delighted to be joined by a guest fan tonight, Mr. Kieran Cannon. Kieran, how are you?
Oisin, how's the form?
Good.
How you keep it?
What's the story? Good stuff, all good. Yeah, so we'll basically get into it. So we're basically just going to go through the new players that Harps have signed, and also we're going to touch base with players that re-signed for the 2022 season. So yeah, that's basically it. So we're going to get underway. So I'll say Harps, coming into the year, coming into last year, they managed to keep the bulk of their players, and obviously it wasn't the same this year, unfortunately. Very hard to do that when you have other players, or other teams coming are looking for them. They're in European places or whatever, so you can't really blame the players that did go. So Harps did manage to keep the likes of Mark Anthony McGinley, obviously David Webster, club captain, and then you have the likes of Ethan Boyle, who's the other third defender that they also kept. They also managed to keep the likes of Ryan Connolly in midfield, Ryan Rainey, Mark Timlin is also resigned, and also Nathan Logue, academy graduate, and then the last of our midfielders then is Barry McNamee, so he's also signed up for 2022. And then up top, then the last attacker that they happened to keep was Luke Rudden, of course, coming from the academy. Of course, they lost all the other attackers, the likes of your Sean Boyds and your Adam Foley and Tunde Owalabi. So yeah, Kieran, what were your thoughts on that there? The players that we did manage to keep, overall thoughts on that?
Yeah, listen, lots of guys gone, Oisin, but you've still experienced there. David Webster at the back, experience with Shamrock Rovers, real leader and a great captain. He's still there. You've Barry McNamee there. You've got Mark Anthony McGinley, who I feel could get a big season at Harps now. There was rumours at the start of the season. Would he stay? Would he go? Thankfully, he stayed and he's on board. Ethan Boyle's there at the back. As you said, Ryan Connolly. But for me,
We've seen the last time, have we? We have. Unfortunately, we've seen the last time with a connecting issues, but we had to get him back on. Yep, you're back now. Work away there,
Okay.
Kieran.
Hopefully that's better. So listen, Barry McNee's going to be key, you know. Delighted to see him back. I think he's the first signing. So you do have experience. I said David Webster and Mark Anthony McGinley, Ryan Connolly, Ethan Boyd. He came as a young fella and he went up to the north for a while and he's back in last season. So listen, I'm expecting a big year from the Waterford man, you know, a good player, and I'm really looking forward to Ryan Rainey this season. It took him a while to get settled down last season. He had to be patient. He got his chance and he took it. And I am expecting a big year from the Letterkenny man this coming season. That's the key players that we manage, like Ryan Connor, Ethan Boyle, and Ryan Rainey, and we can't forget Mark Timlin either. How fantastic it would be for him if he had a big year on the Blue Gold.
Yeah, that's it too. Yeah, especially Mark Timlin being injury stricken for the past few years. Like, it'd be great for him to get a good run in 2022. So yeah, no, that's good. Just good to see that actually your Nathan Lowe's and your Luke Rudden there as well, both academy graduates in the past few years. You know, they're both signed on for the new year. So hopefully they'll get a chance to feature and so on. But yeah, no, that's a good analysis from yourself. So fair play. We'll move on then to the players that actually Harps brought in. So yeah, we also have the return of Jesse Devers, who's with the club in 2018, 2019 season. Obviously went on to Sligo and so on. So we have him in the ranks, which is a good sign in my opinion. Also brought in the likes of Rob Slevin from Cork City. Also brought in Yo-Yo Matty, of course, big Shelburne striker. Connor Turish from Letterkenny Rovers. Sebastian Herry also signed there. Had a bit of a rocky spell last year with Derry and Bowes. And then, of course, some of the unknowns. Then you have the likes of Filip Mihalovic, played across a different division across Europe. You also have Jose Carrillo, a Spanish centre back, another unknown to many Harps fans, but we'll see how he gets on. And then also Errol Alkin, another centre back. Turkish and Dutch nationalities, and then Ali Gale, Ali Gale Nazai, who was just announced on Friday there, a CDM. So we have him there, as well as finally we have, of course, Regan Donlan, the Sligo man. So yeah, overall, Kieran, what were your kind of thoughts on the players that Harps have brought in so far? There could be a few more that comes in over the next few days. We don't know, but so far, what were your overall thoughts on them?
Yeah, I guess the word unknown comes to mind. I'd be lying to you, and I guess most of the Harps fans would be lying. That Ollie has taken in. We'll come to those in a minute, but Bastian Healy for me is a great signing. It can be good for the club. It can be good for himself. He's going to try and reunite his form. He's not going to be the first man that left Derry on the back of a poor season. Not going to be the first man that signed for Harps and went well. Look at Barry McNamee. He had a trouble season. He came to Harps. Fantastic few years past him. So I'm looking forward to Bastian Healy, midfield. You talk about quality. We see them. We see them for Bohemians. We see them. I think it was Limerick as well. So listen, he can reunite onto Ollie, and if a manager can reunite your career, Ollie Horgan is the man. So I think it's a good move, and I can't wait to see him. Rob Slevin, defender from Cork, didn't shine in the first division, I must add. Injuries played a big part in his career, so he'll need luck regarding injuries. It's closer now to it's close to full-time football now. With Harps, we know it's not full-time. Will be training. There will be a big workload there. So hopefully Kenny, man, the 26-year-old defender, he was up at Institute with Sean Connor. I'm really looking forward to him. He had a good pre-season as well. He chipped in with a few goals as well. So I'm looking forward to him. Two guys back, Jesse Devers, the live wire, and Regan Donlan. He's back. He's a Sligo for 5 or 6 years. And then, as we said, then the continental signings, then you have a former Turkish international at under 21 level, Erol Alkan, I think his name is. And then you have the Croatia lad, He's a centre forward. I'm looking forward to him, and we can't forget the Shelbourne guy, Yo-Yo Mande. I'm looking forward to him. Looking forward to Yo-Yo Mande and the Philip guy, the Croatia under 20. But listen, as I said at the start, unknown. It's a lot of unknown coming into this season. I would like more League of Ireland experience players signed, to be honest. Ollie done it in the past. He signed the Paddy McCourt. He signed the Barry Malloys, the Bohemian striker, Dave Scully. He took an experience. I feel his League of Ireland experience still needed. But we've another week to go in there now, so you wouldn't know what Ollie might do between now and Friday.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and there could be a few other players on trial. And there's a goalkeeper that hasn't been announced yet, and so on. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who else Ollie pop.
It's worth pointing out. Yeah, it's worth pointing out, also, young Mulvaney, he's from St. Noel's GAA club. He's going to be the second choice goalkeeper. Big GAA experience. He played soccer, of course, for the Irish Civil Defence. He saved a penalty against the English. He's coming in. I think he played outfield for Donegal Town soccer team. Declan Bono was on the radar. Donegal GAA manager was on the radar for him. He chose Harps. I used the word patience already. He's going to get his chance. There's no doubt about that. There's a lot of games. The League Cup is back this year, as far as I know. The FAI Cup, midweek games. Mark Anthony McGinley is his primary school teacher. So Mulvaney is going to get his chance. He's got to be patient. There's no doubt there's quality. He's got to be patient. If he's very patient, he definitely will get his chance.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. So we'll get you a few questions. So, what players do you think are the ones to watch in 2022, from Harps' perspective?
Well, from a fan Harps point of view, I'm really excited. I would love to sit here tonight and say that I'll give you a chance this year. We don't know, will I? History will tell us possibly not. But I do think Luke Rudden, as a guy, I've given the chance. I'm really looking forward to watching him, seeing more of him. He's a confident guy, confident forward, young and his old man. Looking forward to seeing him. Mark Timlin is back. I'm speaking to a few of the ex-Harps players this time last season, just before he got injured. He was absolutely flying, Ocean. Really, my heart really went out to him when he got injured. So hopefully he'll come back to his best this year. I would love to see him. Joel Bradley Walsh, he's the J now. He's the Gaelic. I was looking forward to seeing him. Seen him on stage a number of years ago. Unfortunately, I don't think he'll be part of the setup. Devers is back. Jesse is back. He has talent. We've seen it in flashes. Hopefully, we'll see it in a more constant basis this time around. So that's just a few players from a Finn House point of view. I'd love to see youth get a chance. To be honest, I would love to see youth. So hopefully, Luke Rudden, I'll get a chance.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that there, to be honest. Hopefully the young lads will get more of a chance this year and a chance to shine, because I mean, if they're not going to get some, bits of football, they'd be better going after, on loan somewhere or whatever. But and just a final question for you then. What do you think Harps will finish in 2022?
It's a hard question to answer when I haven't seen 60% of the players play, and I think to be dishonest of me to answer that question confidently. I do feel we can finish above Drogheda United. I do feel we can finish above UCD. So therefore, that's our first two games. So no pressure. We can finish in 8th position. There's no doubt about it. Ollie Horgan deserves great, and I don't know does he get enough credit. He deserves great credit. He deserves absolutely great credit, and we can say about youth and all that there. But the players he's taken in, we never heard of Tunde Olabi before. Look at the good signing he was, and the other lads as well, like down through the season. So he's really done his homework. He's put his passport to good use. He's put his mobile phone to good use. I don't think Ollie's getting the credit. He deserves great credit. Can't forget Gavin Dykes is back in as well. He's no stranger to Finn Park, assistant manager. Jared Doherty, goalkeeping coach. Don't be surprised to see Jared and a coaching role in the club for the next number of seasons. People speak highly of him and the dressing room, his experience. So really looking forward to it. We can finish in 8th position. But as I say, I didn't see enough of the team. Derry said Pat Shamrock Rovers for me. Don't rule out Sligo Rovers if they get a proven goal scorer. But looking forward to it, Oshie. Really looking forward to it. and let the games begin now. But we need a good start. We need a good start. Drogheda United at home, UCD away. We need a good start like we did last season.
Yeah, it's not a bad start, considering, the teams that we're playing in the first, whatever, 3 or 4 games. But yeah, no, thanks very much anyway for coming on, Kieran, for your analysis and so on. So yeah, much appreciated. So yeah, we're all looking forward to getting the Finn Park again on this coming Friday and so on. So thanks very much, Kieran, for coming on.
Yeah, go in, my good. Cheers, bye.
Cheers. Yep. So yeah, Kieran, thanks very much to Kieran for coming on. So yeah, we also have a Mark Forkers coming on. I'm just waiting for the video to be sent through. So whenever I get this here, we'll give you a wee look at it then. We'll also have a few other wee fans that are going to come on and give their thoughts. We'll just take a few comments while we wait for that type of stuff. So Daniel McMenamin, Andrew McCarron's tuned in there. Colin O'Donnell, Aidan DeVers there. So yeah, Yo-Yo will be better than Tunde. Daniel McMenamin reckons. Also give us a wee shout out here. So it's the Dublin Supporters Club, and they're running their last man standing competition. So it's basically if you want to join it, it's the annual last man standing competition, and involves picking one winner in each week in the Premier League, and players can enter through the Supporters Club page on the Facebook. So it's the Dublin, or the Finn Harps Dublin Supporters Club. Entry's €10, and it's a bit of crack to see if you can beat your friends and so on. And the jackpot increased this year, so it's €500. And so yeah, but, it's definitely worth an entrance. That's the last man standing. And there's other fundraisers planned from the Dublin Supporters Club. They do great things for the Harps. So yeah, keep an eye out for that there on the Facebook page. If you are living in Dublin, the model is your Harps need you. So if you're living in Dublin and you'd like to join, be a member of the Harps Supporters Club in the city, you're always welcome. Just get in touch through Facebook and chat to them and get involved if you are living in Dublin and so on. So yeah, that's basically that there for that now. We're just going to wait on Mark Forker to send in a wee video. If you would like to come on and give your thoughts, I'm going to be on for the next 25 to 30 minutes. If you want to come on and give your thoughts on the season, do give us a wee text in the comment. We'll just get a few wee comments here in the meantime. Big Ronald McDonald. So there's another example there of a try list that hasn't been signed yet. So there could be more business before Friday. As Kieran was mentioned, Gavin Mulroney there, he hasn't been announced yet officially by Harps, but he has been announced by Donegal Town or whatever Facebook page. So yeah, I think we'd all assume that Paul Hegarty is gone and Gavin Dykes is coming there as Ollie's number 2. So interesting to see how they get on. It would have been great to get both of them back, I'm sure, but yeah, it's just the way the cookie crumbled. We're just waiting on this wee video to come through, and whenever it comes through, we'll get it posted up. It's Mark Forker giving us thoughts on the season. If you want to do something in some comments just while we wait on this here, just drop a comment. Where do you think Harps will finish for the season? Where do you think is a realistic position for Harps? In regards to Dunleavy, I was wondering that myself. I never heard anything about Dunleavy. I was kind of hoping he would sign, because it's always good to have that rock, at the back. He played well last year. And so yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he ends up. I've heard nothing. But with Jordan Musto, I think he signed with a third division club in Belgium, so he won't be around this year. Dylan Doherty's thinking 9th. Yeah, I would kind of think 9th myself. I'll say I think it's good to have UCD in the bottom of the league, or not the bottom of the league, in the league, because there's always a chance that they could finish below us. But you wouldn't know. Like as you're saying there, Harps could be the surprise package. Peter Rogan saying there, a lot of unknown. Yeah, that's it. Like too. I mean, some of these signings could turn out like Dundee towards the back end of the season. Like some Mihalovic and Matty could pick up a good run of form. It'd be hard to see past the playoff at the moment. Kevin Loher saying that. But hopefully they prove me wrong. That's it. Yeah, it wasn't looking very good around Christmas, but since Christmas it has kind of improved, you could say, because obviously they brought in the likes of their players, new players and the like. So yeah, that's hopefully we'll get a few more signings in. I'm sure the players that we have signed already will be interesting. To see the likes of Mihalovic or even Harry. It'd be interesting to see how Harry works out. It's obviously he was with Bowes in the past, obviously with Waterford and Linfield and the likes, and now he went to he was in contract at Bowes last year, and then he went to Derry on loan. It didn't really kind of work out for him, so interesting to see that. See how he gets on. Hopefully, hopefully he'll shine. It's interesting to see how Ollie, what Ollie gets out of him. I've seen as we're down in Sligo for that friendly there, Harps against Sligo, obviously, and Jose Carrillo played very well. Connor Turish also played very well. So that could be a partnership potentially. Maybe if Harps were to play five at the back, you could have likes of Turish in there, Jose, and also Webby, Captain Webby. But then of course you have your likes of your Regan Dolan signed up. I think that's a very, very good signing, considering the experience. When you realise he actually isn't that old. You'd think he'd be around for 10 years or so, but he's only 25, 26 as far as I know. So, it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Also, I think that's a massive signing there to get Barry McNamee back. I just think it's very good. Like, I mean, I think he'd get into any team in the Premier Division. So yeah, I think that's a very good season. Coleman Burns tuned in there. So there's Bartley Rams just confirming there. So Jordy Musto is going to go to, or he's in Belgium playing for, I think it's a third tier club. Coleman Burns tuned in there. He says, I think it'll be a tough year as always, and depending on how Ollie or how quickly Ollie can get the team to get the gel together. Yeah, that's it. Like, I mean, last year you had the likes of, he kept the bulk of the squad, and then Harps obviously, they had a good start to the season. They kind of picked up to where they had left, the year before, the season before, like. So, hopefully that happens this year. We just have Mark Forker's video into us now, so we'll give that a replay, and you can get the thoughts off the former Harps midfielder. Interesting to see what he says. So yeah, we'll give that a replay, and then we'll try to get some more fans on.
All right, Bosh, what is the crack? Sorry I can't join you live for tonight's episode, but you've asked me a few questions in relation to the season ahead for Harps. The first one was, how important is it for Harps to retain some of their key players from last year? So obviously, unfortunately, they weren't able to keep a lot of last season's squad. We obviously lost Tunde Oluwabi and Mark Hoyle and Foley and a few others, and that's disappointing. But look, it's done and dusted now. You gotta move on, and I think really, really important that they kept a hold of the likes of Barry McNamee, Ryan Connolly, Mark Anthony McGinley, Big Webster as well. The back's been colossal for Harps this last couple of seasons. So look, that's a positive. Obviously, Ollie and the Harps fans would have loved to have kept that squad together, but such is football, and that's the nature of the business. When you do have success, like a lot of those lads did have, especially Foley and Oluwabi, in terms of scoring goals, that attracts attention from other clubs, and we lost them. But as I said, the players that we have kept a hold of are huge players for the club, and will be huge players this season, and hopefully they can stay injury free and stay fit. In relation to, obviously, it's been well documented on Twitter. The Fun Harps Twitter page is top quality. Rey Mysterio was saying for a while, but obviously there's been a lot of try lists, and that has turned into obviously moves. There's a Slovakian, there's a Spaniard, there's a Croatian player, I think, as well. There's another French player that has signed. So a very multicultural dressing room at Fun Harps, but it's great to see. How they're going to get on, I don't know. Obviously, the League of Ireland, it's a very it's a quality league, but it is different. I think probably seen Dundalk go down that road where they signed a lot of players that are sort of untested and untried in this division, and a lot of them struggled. But you look at a lot of the players that we have brought in, like Tunde Oluwabi, hadn't played in the league before, was absolutely brilliant. So obviously it can be a success, and a lot of these lads come with good pedigree. If you look at the careers they've had, they've played in a lot of different leagues, so they have experience in playing in different countries that maybe have a different style of football, different cultures. So it's not foreign to them. It's not like they've spent their whole career and.
Yeah, so that was Mark Farker. We have the end of the video there coming to you now. Just a big video, so I had to send it in 2 parts. So we'll have the other part of that video for you now. I'll just take a few comments in the meantime. So yeah, we were fortunate last year to surprise a few folks earlier on. To give us a bit of a buffer. So yeah, no, that's a fair point. Yeah, players saying, hope these players sign for 2 years. Well, that's the thing, the League Ireland. There's some clubs that like your Shamrock Rovers and the players or the clubs that have plenty of money can splash out and because they have that financial security. It's just not the way with with clubs like Harps and so on. They can't guarantee the 2-year contract, which is a shame. But hopefully that'll change in the future. We seem to always struggle mid-season over the past few years as injury hit us. Our teams figure out how to deal with us. Yeah, well, that's probably a good point as well, because obviously Harps were flying with the long throws, and they kind of Harps didn't score from a long throw for was it like a 10 or 15 games throughout the season, so that's a good example there. I think it'll be a tough year as always, and it'll depend on how I read that one already, but yeah, that's the gel. It's all about the squad gel and so on. Harps need to hit the ground running. 6 pointers in the first 2 games. Hopefully, all the new lads are quality and Ollie we trust. Yeah, that's a great point there. I mean, it's not the worst, as I was saying to Kieran. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. Start considering you have UCD and then you have Drogheda. So, I mean, it's not too bad. Obviously, you've Dundalk after them. It'll be interesting to see how Harps can get on. It's not the worst. I hear myself here. Sorry. Yeah, so that came in from Sean from the Dublin Supporters Club. Coleman, then said there'll be a lot of dire defensive games unless they get some rotating strikers. So we've always done best over the years with a twin strike, whether Bradley and Harkin or Speak or Mulligan or Tunde or Foley or Boyd. Yeah, and personally speaking myself, I like 2 up top. I've always liked 2 up top really. I don't know Ollie, maybe sometimes through the games last year, Ollie did play 2 up top in some of the matches, but he never kind of played it all the time. So we've this second part of Mark Farker's views here now. So we'll just throw them up to you. And if anyone wants to come on and give their thoughts or whatever, or just drop a comment below, we can as well. But this is Mark Farker's second part of his thoughts ahead of the 2022 season.
All right, Bosh, what is the crack? Sorry I can't join you live for tonight's episode, but you've asked me a few questions in relation to the season ahead for Harps. The first one was, how important is it for Harps to retain some of their key players from last year? So obviously, unfortunately, they weren't able to keep a lot. So obviously the technology is available. You can watch a lot of these guys' games now. You can watch full matches. It's not a case of a YouTube clip of a goal or a little mini highlights package. You can actually watch hours and hours of footage on these players. So Ollie and his team will have done a lot of homework to get these guys in, and let's hope they hit the ground running. But again, in terms of predicting which one of them is going to be a success, which one of them's maybe not going to be good or whatever, it's pretty impossible to predict. All you can do is give them time, I think, which is important to bed in. They'll need games. Some will hit the ground running, some will struggle. So it's important not to, make a call on them as a player after half a dozen games. I think they need at least a dozen matches to get used to the league, the pace of the league, and sometimes you're not afforded that opportunity as a player, but I'm sure because of the investment that's been made in these lads to relocate them here, they will get opportunities. and hopefully they take them and they help Harps have a really good season. Your final question was asking me to predict where Harps are going to finish. Again, really difficult one, isn't it? Because you just don't know. The League of Ireland just loves like springing up surprises. We wouldn't have thought Dundalk would have struggled like they did last year and whatnot. It's a difficult one, but look, being pragmatic, it takes time. Obviously, when you bring in the influx of players Harps have brought in, it takes time for that to bed and gel. And it's an unforgiving league. I don't think, I think other teams have added, obviously in the top tier, there's been real quality added. So it's going to be tough again, like we know it always is. We're going to be down at the bottom half of the table, scrapping for points. But I think we have enough to stay up again. I do believe that. Now, whether that's through the relegation playoff, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we were in it. Sorry to be pessimistic, but I'm being realistic. Like last year, I got criticised for saying I think we could finish in the top half of the table, top 6. I felt that was realistic considering the squad. This year, I wouldn't have the same optimism, primarily just because we've lost a lot of quality and we've brought in a lot of players that we don't know a lot about, and sometimes that can be a recipe for. I wouldn't say a recipe for disaster. It's not a recipe for disaster, but it's hard to build relationships, and that takes time. So sometimes the results and performances may be affected by that. So look, as I said, here's hoping the new players hit the ground running, and the players that have been there and done it, the Barry McNamees and the Connollys, can continue to do what they've been doing the last number of seasons and drive us on. So I'm confident that Harps will stay up, whether that is through the relegation playoff or by finishing 8th or whatever it needs to be done. Time will tell. But looking forward to Friday night. It's going to be strange to see my allergic to silverware co-host Big Cowan playing for Drogheda. I'm sure he'll get a warm welcome from the Harps fans. But look, obviously I hope Keith does well for Drogheda, but hopefully Harps get the win, obviously. You know where my loyalties lie, and Keith does as well. But obviously I'd like to wish Keith all the best for the season ahead as well. Hopefully we'll get back on the podcast game soon. Probably going to have to go back to the old format, the initial one with interviews with former players. Don't want to be getting Keith in any trouble with the new manager by having a pop at some other teams and players. So hopefully be coming live, maybe not live, but obviously next month with content. But that's enough of the plug for Allergic to Silverware. I'm predicting Harps to stay up. I'm predicting a victory on Friday night, and
yeah, so there we are. So he's predicting the Harps to stay up, and I'm predicting a victory on Friday night against Keith Cowan's Drogheda. So yeah, no, cheers to Mark Forker for sending on that there and giving us overall thoughts. Actually made a good point there. Obviously, Dundalk tried it last year with with all the European players. So hopefully it doesn't turn out the same way it did for Dundalk with the new recruits that Harps brought in. We're gonna have to bring Daniel McMenamin on here just to chat. He's a Harps fan. He's wearing a wee bit of ski goggles here. He must not want to show his face, but we'll get him on anyway, and we'll see what the story is with him. Daniel, what's the story? How you getting on? All good. Yeah, so just a few questions for you, Harps fans yourself. So, how important is it that they kept the key players such as David Webster, Barry McNamee, and so on?
It's important. Would have rather if we could have kept Mark Collier and all too. But
fair enough.
That's good to see the new players coming too.
Yeah, well, that's it too. Yeah, and it's obviously Mark Coyle will be a big loss. So you were saying about the new players. It was good. It'll be interesting to see how they get on and so on. Players that are ones to watch in 2022 for you.
I have to say Yo-Yo Mata. I'd say he'll be good there. Bastion. I'd say, and then of course Luke Rudden, my show.
Very interesting. See how they get on
there in the future.
Good stuff. And then lastly, then where do you think the Harps will finish?
I'm gonna go for 8th or 7th. So
Right.
tough, but
Good stuff.
say we can do it.
So I hear you'll miss the first game because you're away skiing. So yeah, best luck.
Away skiing here now on Wednesday. Just testing out the goggles, see what they're like.
Very good. Right, well, cheers coming on, and wait, cheers. Daniel.
No bother.
Come on,
Right.
cheers.
Good luck, boss.
Come on. Yeah, so cheers to Daniel for coming on there and giving us 2 cents. If anyone else wants to come on, give us a wee text there and we'll get you on. Cheers to Daniel for coming on. He's with camera shy there, so you have to wear the goggles, which is fair enough. A wee bit of comedy. Yeah, take a few more comments. As he's saying there, yeah, hopefully Keith lays down on Friday night. Obviously Keith Cowan, former club captain. Yeah, I'll take a few other comments there just before we pack it up. We just came on just to kind of get a few thoughts of the fans. We had more fans lined up, but unfortunately, they all bailed out in this last minute. We had 4 or 5 ready to go, but they couldn't make it in the end. So we just have to use what we had. You could say so. Yeah, cheers anyway for tuning in. Anyway, I seen a comment there. What was that? Realistically, much as we want the number to be close to 100%, what percentage of the squad should be local? Is there really enough talent available locally to have more than a third, to have half the team from Donegal or the region? Yeah, that's an interesting point too. I'm sure it's been discussed many a time. Obviously, you've seen the likes of your Pats and so on. Pats have a good academy structure, even Bows, and even Derry, you could say. Where they have local players throughout their team, especially Derry this year. They brought back all their former lads. I think it's Paddy McElhaney and Michael Duffy and so on. Shane McElhaney, of course, former Harps. So yeah, to be honest, for me to answer that question there, I'd like to see maybe 60%. Local players, 40%, international, or even down the country or whatever. But yeah, as you also pointed out there, is there really enough players available and talent to have more than a third? More than about a third. Half the team Donegal or the region around Tyrone or whatever. That's a good point. So yeah, no, that's basically it. Really, just came on to get a few thoughts on the fans. Obviously, we had planned more, as I said already. But yeah, we're all good to go for next Friday. In case you haven't heard, we're doing the fan cams after the home matches. We're going to try them out and see how we get on. It's just something different, really, just to see if they work and so on. So they basically just be interviews with some fans, giving fans a voice after the matches. And just to give their 2 cents, kind of get their kind of raw emotions and so on. And just to see what they thought of the match. So if there was a send off in the match and so on, you can give your thoughts on that. So that's Fun Harps fan cam. It'll be kicking off over the next few weeks. Yeah, we'll just be outside the centre shop on Navanny Street to get a few fans lined up and so on. And you can just stand around and you can watch the interviews or whatever. Also on the following weekend, we're away to UCD. We'll be running the bus for that. So if you want to go to that there, get your work booked off and so on. We'll get down to that there a little bit. The first of hopefully many successful bus runs in the 2022 season. Let's see. Yeah, well, that's it. Derry Sugar Daddy with golden balls and bags of cash. Yeah, well, they're lucky. And if Harps are in the same position, I'm sure we wouldn't be complaining either. Also Philip O'Doherty selling his business. They're basically a billionaire running the club now. They're lucky. You can't. It's just the way the kind of cookie crumbles. I mentioned already. No match on Friday. I hadn't really thought of one, to be honest. I was kind of just thinking for the big matches. Although Friday is a big match, considering it's the first night of the first night of the season. So yeah, maybe we might do something, but at the minute there's no match planned. But if people would be interested in getting behind it, I don't mind going to Ballybofey an hour early on Friday to do it. But I was thinking of changing the route because I'm a Muff man. I'm not familiar with the streets of Ballybofey, and I didn't. It's funny because I didn't realize that Navanny Street was 2 ways. I thought it was only one way coming from the main street, so I didn't expect cars to be oncoming. But you live and learn. So I think the plan really for the next match, if we were to do a match on Friday, would be to take it up at the side of McElhinney's, just and start just at the car park and go up then just up the back road, towards the Aldi side of Fun Park. So yeah, possibly we could do something maybe if people were interested. I wouldn't do the march for every game though. Just be kind of for special occasions and so on. But we'll see the crack. I think you see the Irish team do matches for for every home match. But I don't think it would be needed for Harps, to be honest. But yeah, no, we'll see how it goes anyway. But at the minute, there's nothing planned. But yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, Colin Byrne is looking forward to seeing the fan base content after the game. Yeah, sure, we'll see how it goes and we'll try something out, and just see how it goes and get my mics and all and a tripod and all that there ordered. So we'll see how it goes, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we can always stop it, whatever. Yeah, we're just gonna finish off with one more question. If you can just drop a comment below. What players are the ones to watch in 2022 in your opinion? So if you just drop maybe one or two names in the comment section below, just give me your thoughts. So who do you think will be the ones to watch in 2022? Would it be like Sebastian Harry or Maddie or Mihalovic? Just give us a wee comment below. And yeah, we'll see what these are thinking. Personally speaking, yeah, I like to see the likes of Nathan Logan and Luke Rudden getting a run this year. Also, you have Nathan Boy back there too. Yeah, but I'd say started players this year could be Barry McNamee, or even Webby. Webby's always solid. So if you want to drop a comment there, if you want, who's your march or who's your one to watch. Yeah, Rainey or Yo-Yo. Yeah, so there you are. Ryan Rainey came in last year, played very, very well. So hopefully he's another good season. Yeah, Michael Mouse, of course, as well. I'm sure Michael Mouse will be announced over the next few days. I wonder who it is. Barry McNamee is being touted there too. Yo-Yo Matty as well. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he gets on. Obviously, Yo-Yo Matty played with UCD before he went to Shelburne, and he didn't really get many opportunities in Shelburne. So interesting to see how he gets on. Hopefully, he can do. He can work out. He'll work out at Harps and so on. Yeah, it'd be great to see a really big crowd in Finn Park this Friday. Get behind the team, keep that going throughout the season. I shared a picture in the fan group there a few weeks ago. Bartley Ramsey had it up. It was a Saturday night game, I think it was. It was the first floodlit game. Harps were playing UCD. Dunleavy scored a goal, obviously before my time. I think it was not too sure the year. I can't remember now, but people were saying that the game was delayed by 15 minutes to allow the crowd come in. So geez, wouldn't it be great for something out there to happen to Ballabafay? It'd be great, wouldn't it? So yeah, crowds are the easiest way to increase Ollie's budget and improve Harps on-field performances, which is very true. So yeah, cheers for that one there. Barry McNamee is one to watch. McGinley as well. Yeah, of course, McGinley. McGinley has had his critics at times. Which is it's interesting to see. There's kind of player people think that he's a good keeper, and then people don't really like him. It's interesting to see. There's different types of debate and so on and that. But no, I think he's a solid keeper. I think it's great to get him back. Be interesting to see how he gets on this year. He is a good keeper. So yeah, no, that's basically it. So obviously, yeah, just a few things. We have the fan cams coming up outside Finn Park. We have fan cams. We have the bus. We have a bus going to UCD on the 25th. We more than likely have a bus going to Dundalk the following week if there's enough interest. There's 2 away games in a row after the UCD match this Friday. So, or the UCD Drogheda match, sorry. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it goes. And if there's a crowd there, and I'm not gigging, we'll be running the bus. Yeah, so that's basically it. Apologies for the delay, and we had a bit of technical difficulties tonight, especially with Kieran and so on. So apologies. with that. But you know yourself, it's just the way it goes. But yeah, here's your feedback anyway. Jose's quality. Yeah, I will have seen him in Sligo, and he played very well. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. I was saying there, Harps played 5 at the back. They could put Webby in there along with Connor Turish. I think Connor Turish is be a decent acquisition this year. So yeah, that's basically it. So we have our bus, we have our fan cam, and yeah, I'll see the last man standing for the Dublin Supporters Club. As already, you can check more information on that there on the Fan Harps Supporters Club Dublin branch Facebook page. If you're living in Dublin and you're a Harps fan, you can join, be a member of that club. And they have their last man standing competition going now with the Premier League teams. So 10-week period, and it's €10. So and you basically just have a bit of crack, €10, bit of crack, see how far you can get and so on. And there'll be a jackpot prize. If you're the last man standing, you get €500. So it's not a bad competition to enter. So that's basically on the Fan Harps Dublin Supporters Club Facebook page. You can check out information on that there. But yeah, that's basically it. That's where we'll leave you this evening. Cheers for tuning in anyway. Also, just quick word to wish Anne Kelly the best in her new role as she's just been announced as the club's community officer. So yeah, fair play to Anne. No better woman to look after that for the new season or whatever. So yeah, that's basically it. Cheers for your comments and so on. Hopefully enjoyed the stream or whatever. And sure we might be back in the future doing something else here. But yeah, just to let you know, we have the things coming up over the next few weeks with the fan cam, the bus, the away bus to Dublin for the UCD match, and then possibly a bus to Dundalk the week after if there's enough interest, whatever. It all kind of goes on enough interest, and if you get the interest early on, we'll get a bus hopefully. So yeah, that's basically it. Thanks very much for coming on. Thanks to Kieran Cannon for coming on, giving us thoughts. Thanks to Mark Forker as well for his input. Great to get the man on. Former midfielder to give us thoughts. And yeah, also thanks to Press Record Videos, Stephen at Press Record Videos for the intro and the outro, which you'll see now. The outro is coming up there now. But that's basically it. Have a good Sunday night. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. And sure, yeah, we'll keep it lit. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. And sure, enjoy your Sunday night. We'll just finish you off with a wee outro ahead of the match on Friday. It's a big week. Get yourself to Finn Park on Friday for the Drogheda match. 8 p.m. kickoff. Reminder: season tickets for primary school kids are only €5. That's a bargain there. I think I had it up in the group or something like what is it, 30 cents or something per match or something for the 18 home games, which is quality. Like, so get yourself there. Bring your wains, bring your dogs and your cats and all that jazz. And you can pack the park, as they say, this Friday night. So yeah, my thanks for everyone tuning in. Not as big crowd as the last stream, but sure, what can you do? But yeah, thanks very much for tuning in, and sure, we'll chat to you soon. Reminder: just check out the Fan Harps Dublin Supporters Club branch for the Last Man Stand competition, a great fundraiser for Harps. We have the fan cams coming up next week against Drogheda, and we have obviously a bus away to UCD on the 25th of February. So that's basically it. Thanks to the lads for coming on, and yep, I'll say it again, thanks to Stephen from Press Record for the intro and the outro. So yeah, that's basically where we'll leave you tonight. Good luck on tonight, and hopefully, sure, we'll see some of you in Finn Park next Friday night. If not, we'll see you on the bus to UCD on the 25th. Cheers and good night.
In the valley of your heart, the sun it rises slowly as you walk away from all the fears and all the faults you left behind.
He puts the whistle to his mouth and brings an end to this Northwest Derby.
Another one of those big nights here at Finn Park.
And I will change my
But the